Hey folks, back with ancient cosmology, and again, I'm not sure when my phone will cut me off because it just usually, due to the amount of photos in it, it will just stop running at a certain time. And I don't really edit it or know how to edit it, so it just goes up as is. Anyway, so this is what I realized was that this guy is basically the Highlands, the Papuan Highlands, the Lascaux Birdman, the recumbent Birdman, because there's also basically another chunk of land between like here and here, which is the lowlands. But if you're sailing along, you can see that basically this looks like a whole form, and then the lowlands is almost to the level of the water. So it makes sense that it would be the highlands that is his body, and the lowlands are just his guts coming out. And there's a bunch of rivers and stuff going into the sea in the lowlands. So you can see the blood there. It's like starting. So this is like just before this. And actually, in reality, he's the other way, or, like the bison, who's Australia, is flipped the other way, or technically this guy's flipped the other way, like his head is here faced up and his feet are faced up here. So yeah, he's been gored by Australia, maybe by these horns here, and also I think there's like a face, like a bison face, like Warganborough Peninsula there. And then maybe he's been stepped on, because in reality, like this, his like stomach there is like right there. So that could be why his guts are coming out. But anyway, this explains why like the overall shape of Papua doesn't match as perfectly, because part of it is just his guts. And that's the same for the bison too, for Australia. Like this whole part is, I think at least this part, this is maybe the Arnhem Land. And that seems to be the guts coming out. Not sure if it includes this as well. Could be this whole area. I don't know. Well, I guess it couldn't go to there, but it could start like basically around here and go either to there or to there. This is like a possibility. I'm not really sure. Is this like seemingly a Khoisan or proto-Khoisan, like cave painting or rock painting in Botswana, where my family lived for like 4 years or so in the 70s. So I was thinking it could be that this one, just because of the way it's situated, could be Madagascar retrograde, like it's, like in the Göbekli Tepe Pillar 43 map of America, all islands are retrograde, so that could have been a traditional system. So yeah, I'm not totally sure about this, but certainly some things match for that being, this being Madagascar retrograde, like flipped around. And then for this, possibly like that this is like the neck of this giraffe, and that this is the head, like this is the face or nose or whatever the fuck, and these are the little like weird fucking antenna thing, horn things they have. I don't know what, if that's their ears. I don't know. They have like weird ears and like antennas or something. Could be wrong. Not a zoologist, but. And then this thing, this other horned animal could potentially be like this coastline. Like this is a part of it that looks like it could be like some horns. Maybe that's another seen as another iteration of Madagascar. So yeah, I'm not totally sure. Then this just shows a certain type of probably cosmological mnemonic device that we see with the Chavan culture in Peru going back like 4,000 years. In China going back about 4,000 years. And with the Scythians, which is, I don't know how old, 4,000 years as well, maybe. And so this one is gold. These ones are bone, and not sure, this might be like on a ceramic vessel or something. So we see like animal shapes interwoven and eyes like placed in certain places. So, you know, here we see these eyes. So I could just tell, you know, this comparison, the upper part of it is from years ago. Like I just added on the Scythian part. But yeah, I made these like, I don't know, 7 years ago or something. But I can tell that this is the same type of a thing, whatever the hell it is, whether it's celestial, terrestrial, or both. Or something else. Teotihuacan, I think. They had cool stuff. This Botswana again. So yeah, like this area, this is how they're actually situated. So, you know, the Lascaux, there's a 20,000-year-old painting, you know, in France. And in the Lascaux caves, the shaft section of it, that's, you know, they call it the famous scene. So yeah, basically the area inside this square is not really their body, it's their guts. Like it's this part is his guts, and then this part is his guts. So, you know, a lot of the stories, the myths, if there's two islands together that form a strait, then there will be stories of them battling each other often. I mean, sometimes they could be like lovers or something, but often they're battling. This is Mount Uluru, I guess, in Australia, showing a face, forehead, eye, nose, mouth, chin. It's like Machu Picchu in Peru, and Peña de los Enamorados in Spain. This is Egyptian. This is showing Amentet Neferet. She represents America. And then Osiris, who seems to represent Afro-Eurasia. This is a type of anthropomorphic mnemonic geography. This is... I mean, these things are kind of from before. This is something in the Egyptian that's supposed to be hieroglyphs put together, but, you know, it could also be something else besides. So yeah, I'm just trying to find ways. Like I used this image, which just shows all the all the different regions topographically, and so I just used that to remove the lowland region altogether, just so we can see it like it is here before his guts come out. And so yeah, Papuan Highlands, New Ireland, New Britain, Solomon Islands as the feet. Like the feet are Solomon Islands and New Ireland because he has like a heel kind of going back, so that can only be New Britain. And then his wang is Papuan Peninsula or Papuan, or what do they call it? Sometimes birds, Tail Peninsula. And like he's called the Lascaux Birdman. And Papua, like this part here is named the Bird's Head Peninsula. This part is named the Bird's Beak Peninsula. This part is named Bird's Neck Isthmus. So it's clear that there is definitely that overlap in terms of in terms of zoomorphic cosmology. Here I zoomed in a little bit on the Wessel Islands to show the spear. So this shows kind of really what it looks like. So all I did is I tweaked the color a bit, and then this label covers up one of the coastline parts that's more obvious because I'm trying to really emphasize the main body of him there. But like these are the lowlands here. It almost looks like the water, like it's on the level of the water, but it's actually all land between here and here, I guess, or somewhere here, I guess. So yeah, so that's his guts coming out, and I could totally see how that looks kind of like a dude on his side. This huge wing and like bird head and whatnot. Oh. Oh, damn it. I don't know what this thing is doing. So yeah, this is from some photo website that charges like $50 or $100 for the photo, so I had to use just the version that they have that has A's all over it, and I covered up some of their logos. This shows like more of the scene where you can see also the Lesser Sunda Islands as this Atlatl spear thrower, and then Palawan with Buswanga as the bird, and then Papuan Highlands, New Britain, and Solomon Islands, and New Ireland as the recumbent birdman, and Australia as the bison with Wessel Islands as the spear. And also, I think that Tasmania is present. Like, I think we should, I should say that basically this is presumably Tasmania. And then this here where it kind of comes to a point is probably this part there. And probably some of the islands in here and peninsulas form some of the other legs other than the main leg, which is Cape York Peninsula. So yeah, this zooms in more on that, shows it. So it's like the orange part. So here I didn't completely cut it out, so you can see a little bit of that section, which is the lowlands. But there's this line which demarcates it from the highlands. And then Buswanga there, birdie, and it's part of the Philippines. So yeah, I hear he's just starting to bleed out, but in reality it's all, or today it's all like out, just like the bison. Got some good weed. All right. This is like the Book of Two Ways, Egyptian Book of Two Ways of Jehudi Hotep, avatar of Japan as a rabbit or hare or something. And then this is the Lascaux, caves avatar of the Philippines and Sulawesi and Taiwan and all the islands between. So, I just like, they're both similar in the sense that they're composed of multiple islands. And although it's hard to know, during the Ice Age, they were probably at least composed of less islands, although they're thought to have been still not all one island. Yeah. All right. And then let's see if my phone will let me record a little more. I was reading from this. The landscape and knowledge are one as maps. All are constituted through spatial connectivities. This is describing the same type of geography, ancient maps in the Australian Aboriginal context. For Yolngu, what provides the connections between places, bits of socialized topography that are known through being named, are the tracks of the ancestral beings, and the tracks are the landscape. For Westerners, the connections between places are seen in terms of abstract qualities, such as length or width. In a profound sense, the Yolngu theory of land has the landscape as a map of itself. In considering this paradox, return to Exhibit 1. Yolngu resolve this paradox one way. Westerners resolve the paradox in the contrary way. I mean, a lot of it is just different symbolism, so it's not that different. It's just that their system is much more comprehensive and fit for task. The fact that ancestral beings socialized the landscape and thus created its identity in that other time does not mean, however, that the world is unchanging. The interrelated cosmos must be maintained by constant intervention, negotiation, and renegotiation by those responsible. I don't know, I'm skeptical that a lot of that is literal. I think once you realize that a lot of these ancient systems are extremely metaphoric, we have to take a lot of things with a grain of salt and not just take them completely literally, that they really believed you had to do these rituals or the universe would end. There are no dualistic oppositions here between good and bad, right and wrong, background and foreground. All elements of the world are constitutive of all other elements in the cosmos through being related to them, and are in some sense responsible for them. Yolngu knowledge is a commodity or a product. You can earn it, trade it, give it, and more importantly, restrict access to it, and hence use it as a means of control. It provides the basis for ceremonial power in the profoundly egalitarian Yolngu world. Moreover, the knowledge network is not transparent or passive. It is the real stuff of interaction between groups and depends for its existence on constant activity, singing, dancing, and painting. Through constant negotiation, everyone knows who is responsible for what part of the knowledge.